You have to become intimate with your shadow in order for you to take yourself to the next level. Okay, so there might be a shadow that's between you and your next level self. And today we're going to talk about this, and I want to begin the conversation with quickly saying that your shadow is nothing to fear, it's nothing bad. Sometimes people can get a little bit annoyed that, why do we call it as a shadow or something like that? A shadow and doing shadow work is simply something that you don't see clearly enough. Okay, so it's simply something where the shade is casted on. You don't have the clear vision, the clear awareness in regards to something. And that might be that you do not want to look into certain type of things because it feels, you have some certain type of discomfort in regards to that. So you're not looking into it deeply. That might be the case, right? But in its very simplest form, it's just something that you don't see. There's something that is a little bit hidden from you, and for different reasons you don't want to look into it. Okay, so when it comes to your shadow, shadow needs awareness, love, and it also needs intimacy. And we're going to talk about the third one today, intimacy. You have to become intimate with your shadow in order for you to release it, and in order for you to understand it more, in order for you to take yourself to the next level. Chances are, if you're in a situation where you feel that that situation has become stagnant, you're not able to move through it, you don't see much progress in it, or it feels very stalled in one way or another, you have a shadow of resistance there. Okay, my friend. So resistance is what's keeping us from creating momentum. Resistance is that little bridge, little shadow between you and really get the momentum going for yourself. Okay. So let's take a couple of examples just to make it very easy for you. Let's say that you have a certain type of health goal, and every single time you're looking yourself in the mirror, or often you're dominant, it doesn't have to be every single time, but your dominant vibration when you look yourself in the mirror is I'm not there yet, I don't have this kind of body picture that I'm picturing myself, or I don't look as healthy as I want to, or whatever, right? When you feed into that, what you actually do is that you create a disconnection. Your ego is creating a disconnection from that situation in itself, and also from you really going deep and being intimate with that shadow. Because instead you begin to just okay, oh no, I'm not feeling good because, I just told myself that I'm feeling ugly, and who does feel great when they're telling themselves that they feel ugly, right? So we begin to loop in that kind of area instead. We start to disconnect from the situation and start to pay attention to that we are not there yet, we look ugly, or we are not having the body that we want, or it doesn't look healthy, or whatever it is, right? Instead of actually becoming curious, instead of actually becoming intimate. Oh, wow. Wonder why I say this to myself right now. Why do I not believe that I'm actually making progress? What is this about? Or why am I being so hard towards myself right now? I'm curious to know, what is this about? What is it actually I want to tell myself? Is it actually some kind of truth I need to tell myself that I don't do? Do I have to be a little bit more honest with myself about the situation? Or honest with myself of where I'm at and where I feel that I'm not happy with that, I'm not fulfilled with that, right? So when we become more curious about what is happening and what is happening in the background, we become more and more intimate with our shadow, the things that we don't see, or the things that we don't want to take at, so to say, the things that we don't want to look at so much. Another example, you are manifesting, let's say, a new home, okay? So often your dominant vibration, so to say, when you go and look for that home, or you maybe need to save up for that home, or you don't really know where that is yet, or you feel that you're facing obstacle after obstacles, things are happening, so you don't have the time to look for the home, or you don't have the space, or you don't find actually the home that you really want, and you're paying attention to that. Oh, it doesn't happen. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, I don't have the money yet. Oh, okay, it will take ages to save up for this. Oh, it will take ages to find the best area. Oh, it will take, when you're like that, you're going around. Why is this happening now? You're creating this disconnection again. Your ego is feeding into the situation that it sees, and you're creating this disconnection instead of being curious. Wow, What is actually within me that so deeply wants to emerge right now? What is it about this situation that I feel that I can fully live out about myself, and that's why I feel I need this change so much? What is it that wants to come through here, right? And how can I be that person already now? Or how can I change and be in those circumstances already now? What can I do? Or is that something that I need to stand behind more in this manifestation? Is that what it's telling? Or is that my vibration actually can be a little bit more supportive? What vibration do I hold to support this change, to support this manifestation? And particularly, here's the shadow, here's the shade. Here is where we have this shade between us and our next level, creating the momentum in the circumstances. What am I doing in those moments when things doesn't seem to work out? What am I doing in those moments when it feels like I'm not making the result? What am I doing? What am I thinking? What vibration do I hold? What do I feed into? If I can get very intimate with that, and if I can be curious, just wondering what is happening, right? Just wondering, becoming curious, becoming loving, becoming asking about it, right? Really see the situation, be with the situation, and let yourself have that space, right? When you do that, you do also learn how to understand the resistance so that you can release it. The number one thing that is between a new change and an old one, so to say, is that we are not able to hold a certain type of vibration often, and we are not able to hold the vibration of fulfillment. Because we are desiring from lack. We are desiring from something that we don't have, and we are going into the situation with a state of lack over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if you, let's say that you have been doing a certain type of change for a while, or a certain type of practice for a while to get yourself into the vibration. You start to date yourself, for instance, or what other examples can we take? You start to walk around in that type of an area or neighborhood that you want your manifestation to happen. You know, you want to find a new place in that area, for instance. But how's your vibration when you do that? Do you feel fulfilled when you do that? Do you feel fulfilled already now in your home? When you're cooking your food in that home that you're in right here, right now? That's the big change. If you're not truly, be honest with yourself here, if you're not truly feeling that fulfillment, you are creating from lack, and you are repeating lack. You are not fitting into a change in your circumstance. I just gotta be honest with you here. We're talking about shades today, so sometimes shades can feel a little bit tougher. So that is the first thing. Get intimate, get curious, understand more about that situation and what you do in that situation and how you can support yourself more in that situation. How can you do things differently? How can you react differently? How can you respond differently to the situation? How can you, when you're facing these kind of obstacles, so to say, that you see it as in your situation, how can you be curious about what is happening within? How can you be curious about what is happening in your vibration at this moment? So that's the first thing. Create a deep relationship with your shade, with your shadow, with the resistance. Number 2, that I would definitely recommend you to do, is that to take my course, the Fulfilled You, the Momentum course. Because if you're not seeing a change in your circumstance, if you're feeling that momentum isn't created, chances are that you have the resistance that is standing in the way for you to make the change. And resistance talk in different type of ways. Resistance talk in ways of we are getting ourselves busy, occupied, extremely occupied actually, in our minds, in our energy, pressuring ourselves, sacrificing, believe that we have to sacrifice all our other different type of areas before, so that we can just focus on this one thing and get this one thing and attract this one thing into our lives. But that is when we keep on feeding into this kind of desire from lack and not desire from a fulfilled state. So I will leave the link in the description for you. And also let me know what you thought about this episode, this video today. What thoughts did show up for you? Okay, so how do you want to feel more intimate with your own shadow, with your own shade, the things that you're not looking into that much? How do you want to become more intimate with your resistance that you keep on like feeding into, right? How do you want to become more intimate with it? What can you do? Is it curiosity? Is it a higher awareness? Is it more love into the situation? Is it to create more safety? What is it? Okay, so let me know in the comments and I will talk to you next time. Keep on listening to your Within Talks.